Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Megan, the owner and creator over here at Fine Designs by Megan. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys just a super simple, easy, quick little tutorial on how I did this vintage Santa with snowflakes and some distressed leopard. I am a huge pink and leopard girl, so I had this little idea in my head and I went with it. And I know for me, especially around Christmas time with orders, I don't have a whole lot of time. And I'm trying to balance 3 kids, sports, tumblers, for running this business full time, and I know I don't have a lot of time. So I always try to come up with ways to make tumblers that are super cute but also super easy and doesn't take a whole lot of time. And this is one of them. You can seriously have this tumbler done in less than 24 hours if you're using a fast set. And I know for me, that's huge. Getting cups done as quick as possible, having them looking great is my goal. So I hope you guys like this tutorial as much as me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. It helps me more than you know, and it actually allows me to continue to create tumblers for you guys and do tutorials. Without you guys subscribing, I wouldn't be able to do this, especially not as often. If you guys like any of the materials, please go down into the description box and check out the companies that I represent. Everyone that I use, I have a relationship with them and I absolutely love them. So please go check them out. And if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section. And let's get started on our 11th of our 12th day. So we have one more to go after this. All right, y'all, let's get started. First, you're going to start out with a fully prepped and sanded tumbler. I painted my tumbler candy pink, and I'm going to be using a 20-ounce skinny straight from Stainless Steel Depot. And then I cut out these white snowflakes. I will attach the SVG to these snowflakes down in the description box. I did get them from off of Etsy, and then I just traced them and cut them. And I made them in different sizes. I did 3 different sizes of snowflakes. And it's very important when you do this step that you actually sand your cup down. So sand your cup down really good and then clean it and then paint it. Why? Because when you're removing, I didn't epoxy my cup after I painted it pink. So I literally went straight into placing the decals. If your cup is not fully prepped, when you go to pull up your transfer tape, it can pull up the paint. But if you actually prep your cup right and you sand it, it won't pull up the tape. So just depending on what you do not have to fully prep your cups if you don't want to. But if you skip that part, go ahead and paint your cup and then epoxy it so it doesn't pull up any of that paint. I hope all of that makes sense. But it does make a difference. I know because I've tried it personally. And it does make a difference. So once you get your snowflakes placed on there, go ahead and coat your tumbler one time with your epoxy. I'm using my Artistry Fast Set. And then once that's cured, we'll be able to move on to our next step. For the next part, I'm going to get one of these needlepoint bottles. I got this from Artistry. You can get the needlepoint bottles from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any craft store. You can get them in the art painting section at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to be using Snowball Fight from Diamonds and Dust as my glitter. And then in the bottle, I'm going to fill it up with the Color Flex 3-in-1 white paint. If you do not have that paint, no worries. You can use acrylic paint, mix it with some Mod Podge, anything like that, that works just as well. And then I'm just going to start applying it onto the cup sideways or diagonally, not straight up and down. And I'm just going to go back and forth. I want my little lines to be kind of thicker patches, not spread out. So I'm going to make mine pretty close together because I'm going to be adding leopard print on there. And you can make them however big you want, however wide you want, where you want them. You can just place them throughout. I kind of spread mine out a little bit. I didn't want too many white patches, but you can do whatever you want. I did cover up a couple of my snowflakes. That's just kind of the look I wanted. I wanted to look like the snowflakes were behind my patches. but again, you can do what you want. Once you're done glittering your patches, you're going to let your cup dry for 30 minutes, and then we will move on to adding our leopard spots. Now for the leopard spots, I'm going to use Chic Pink from Diamonds and Dust, and I'm going to get this blush paint, and I'm going to apply it with a smaller, thin paintbrush, not too big, not too thick, just kind of thin with a point, and I'm just going to apply my little spots throughout the white patches. I didn't want to do too big of spots, and with your spots, I just kind of dab, if you can see. I don't, make them perfect. I just kind of dab them into any shape that I want. Remember, leopard spots are not perfect, okay? And they're all going to be different shapes, sizes, all of that. And then you do want to add like a couple smaller dots because leopard spots do have a little bit smaller ones too. But we're not going to get too into that and how to do leopard spots. I've done videos on it before, but I'm just going to add all of my pink spots, and then I'm going to let that dry for 30 minutes, and then we'll come in and add our black around it. Okay, y'all, here's the joke of the day. What do you get if Santa goes down the chimney while the fire is lit? All right, don't forget to write your answers down because you're going to need them tomorrow. Now for the black, I'm going to be using Black Beauty from Diamonds and Dust, and I'll be applying it with the 3-in-1 black paint from Artistry. And I'm just going to go around each peak spot and just dab. Some spots, they're going to be pretty, where it looks like they're connected or almost connected. You're just going to do it all different. I really don't know how to explain it. So just do them all completely different. If you need to look at leopard print, you can look at leopard print and kind of get an idea of what the edging looks like. For me, I've made so many of them, it just comes pretty easy. And then you're going to add little black areas throughout that don't have anything around it. Just make sure that all the leopard spots are different. Some are going to be a little bit thicker, have little thicker areas of black. Some will be thinner. Anything like that, just make them different. And then once you're done with this and all your black is done, you will let your cup dry for 30 minutes. And then you're going to come in and we'll get into the next part. Once your spots are completely dry, you're going to come in with a dry brush and you're going to brush off any of the excess glitter that is on your cup. That is very, very important. Make sure you don't have any excess glitter on there before you go to epoxy it. So once your cup is clean of excess glitter, you're going to spray it twice with triple thick spray, and then you're going to coat it twice with epoxy. So what I did is I coated it one time with epoxy and I kind of lightly sanded it, and then I did another coat until it was smooth. Now I'm going to grab my flat Rust-Oleum paint and I'm going to do a bleach spot on my cup. You can apply it wherever you want, and then once that's done and you spray it, I let it dry for about 2 hours, and then now I'm going to come in and I'm going to clean it up. So I'm cleaning it up with 91% alcohol, and I'm just going to rub it lightly around my bleach area until it is clean and until it's the way that I want it to look. I did leave a couple bleach spots, little dots outside of the white area. I didn't clean it up, completely, but I did clean up any of the excess spray paint. Once this is done and it's cleaned up the way you want, you're going to apply one more coat of epoxy before we go and add our water slide. If you apply your water slide onto your paint without epoxy, and you will be able to see your water slide lines, so make sure you do that. And then for your water slide, I print my water slides backwards. I flip them, and that way when I go to apply it, it won't bleed by chance if it's not sealed all the way. So I seal my water slides. I do 2 coats of triple thick spray and then 2 coats of the clear Plasti Dip, and then I do 1 more coat of the clear triple thick spray. I know it seems like a lot, but it works and it helps your water slides from tearing or bleeding. So then I apply it upside down and I let it soak in the water, apply it on there, and then I'm going to grab my little squeegee tool and squeegee out any water after I get the decal exactly where I want it to be. I'll squeegee out the water, and then I'll come in with a paper towel and dry up my cup and my area to make sure it's ready for epoxy. I'm going to let my cup sit for an hour and completely dry before I go in with my epoxy. Now it's time for my last coat of epoxy. I'm going to get my pure luster dust. I'm going to add a little bit into my epoxy. I know I've talked about luster dust before, but if you do not have it, you seriously need to get it. It really makes your cups so beautiful, and it's a great finish touch to it. It just adds a little bit of sparkle to your tumbler. So I'm going to apply 20 ml of epoxy, my fast set from Artistry, with my luster dust. And then once I get it applied, I will pop all of my bubbles with my torch, and then it'll be good to go in about 2 to 3 hours. And that's it, you guys. It's done. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. All of the stuff that I use will be down in the description box, and if you have any questions, please ask them down in the comment box. I try to be very responsive. If it takes me a little bit, it's just because I'm super busy right now trying to finish up everything. And yep, that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow for our last day of our 12 days of Christmas. Bye, everyone.